How we doing, everybody? Thank you for very much joining us here on the Ravery Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content. So we're thanking all of you for going ahead and joining us here. To all of you that have joined our efforts, we appreciate all the time you spend. If you've ever clicked one of our videos, clicked on our website, clicked on the thank you very much for joining us here. So again, let's go ahead and start to all of our business here. So definitely too, check it out. Genesis Notary Services at Facebook. Definitely too, if you live in the Winchester, Virginia, if you know, definitely check out Genesis Notary Services. It's a great resource for you as well. If you do need notary work, if you do need things done, Genesis Notary Services, definitely check us out in the Winchester area. We appreciate all of you going ahead and doing that for us as well. Harris Legal Shield, definitely too. If you are in anywhere, so we're based in Winchester, obviously, but Harris Legal Shield, if you have legal needs, let me tell you something. The stuff we're seeing right now, I'm telling you, the people that we're able to help with Harris Legal Shield, I appreciate it. People that go through custody battles or legal battles, you save so much money with Legal Shield. I keep saying that. I really think a totally honest pitch is people really don't see the value in it, but it's so much value in it. You can really save so much time. It's really helped us so much. So definitely check it out as well. If you want to get a will done, definitely check it out. Harris Legal Shield. Go to Facebook. Definitely give us a call about that as well. Ravery Sports. That company, that site, that's our flagship. Selling those jerseys on there as well. Oriole hats, Raven hats as well. We'll get some of the new stuff on there as soon as we can get it as well. Definitely to check us out. Our Fanatics links are there. If you want the brand new jerseys, definitely check out our Fanatics links. You can go to Ravery Sports, check out Fanatics links, and go ahead and do that as well. And so go ahead and check that out. Fanatics links there. Riversports.company, that site. It's a labor of love. Jerseys and hats. We're going to be visible in several places. We're going to be visible on eBay and all that, etc. So we appreciate all of you that have taken the time to go ahead and support us. And obviously, to our next last video, if I hadn't mentioned it, I don't think I've mentioned it on the regular podcast, but Chris Stoner, definitely check out the interview with him. If those of you that haven't seen it, Baltimore Sports and Life, he is the owner of that. Definitely great insight. I was always very happy to speak with him. Somebody who's in a similar endeavor than this one on a bigger scale, because he's been at it for many years. But definitely to his thoughts, big Oriole fan, big Ravens fan. Definitely his thoughts inside Talk to Little Terps basketball. So definitely check that out if you haven't. And I'm telling you, this next one, I'm gonna say it one more time. Y'all ain't ready. This will get a lot of attention. I can tell you that right now. All right, so it's about definitely keep your eye out for it this weekend. Hopefully, could be next weekend, but definitely this weekend we can be getting that done. All right. Let's get to the draft. 2026 NFL draft. So let's go ahead and do the draft review as well. Draft was over the weekend, so this was a cool stuff. Like in terms of the draft, in terms of the cool thing about this event is you don't really know how this is going to go. You don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going where. A lot of lives change during this event as well, and a lot of teams change during this event. And so, but this was not any standard issue stuff. Like the mock drafts and stuff, that was, boy, this was really some weird stuff in this one. Offense still rules in the league. Tight ends went very early in the second round, way early. So let's go ahead and I definitely got my opinions on the Ravens there. So let's go ahead and check that out. No shock here at the top. Fernando Mendoza going to the Oakland Raiders. Oh, I was going to say Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders. Mendoza, number one pick. No question about it. It makes sense. Definitely too. You got to get a quarterback. You got to get a guy, franchise guy. Is he an all-world Tom Brady type? Uh, you know, modern day Pat Mahomes. All that's what always you expect with the number one pick. That's a quarterback. We don't know yet. I think this is a definite upgrade for the Raiders. I don't know if he starts at the beginning of the year with Cousins, but certainly he's going to be their quarterback long term as well. We'll see there. David Bailey, this is kind of the way I thought it would go. Them over Reese. I think this makes sense to have David Bailey. David Bailey, you could put him on any team. Look, the Jets don't reinvent the wheel. You take the best, probably in my opinion, 3-4 pass rusher in the draft. I think David Bailey makes a lot of sense. Definitely too. Aaron Gunn's got to be happy with getting a guy like Bailey. The weirdness started right here. Jeremiah Love going from number 3 to Notre Dame, very high for a back, and a little bit surprising the team. Love went high because he was the best weapon, I think, in the draft. So with the receiving core not quite as good, ideally, I think a lot of teams would like to take a receiver, but the Cardinals said, you know what, this is no quarterback there, no wideout really of top 3. So let's go ahead and take Jeremiah Love. Love is fantastic running back. Whatever you think about that, I always think great players are great players. So it definitely is worth it, in my opinion, if you get Saquon Barkley, if you get Derrick Henry, if you get a guy of that ilk, which is definitely possible with a guy like this. Carnell Tate, I definitely thought this was high and surprising. The Titans taking a wide receiver, they're in that category. They could use anything. So it didn't do too much for me. Okay, well, they took a wide receiver. But the Titans, they could use anything, right? They have needs all over the place. So it didn't surprise me at all that the Titans took a wide receiver in general. Tate, I just don't. This is to me is a little high. I thought the Browns took him at 6. I thought that was a little high. I thought Tate was about 14, 15 best player, somewhere in there as far as that goes. But Tate, I probably second receiver at Ohio State. Good, solid all-around receiver. I think this is a safe pick. Not as good, but a safe pick. A little surprised they passed on the offensive line. A little surprised they passed, but they went ahead and did that. This didn't surprise me at all. John Harbaugh taking Arvell Reese. Reese might have been one of the best defensive players in the draft. You could argue right, certainly in that discussion. Question is, can he be Micah Parsons? Where you play him? Can he be an inside linebacker? Can he be outside linebacker? Plays in the slot. So definitely too. A lot of movement you could use for a guy with this incredible talent as well. Definitely too. John Harbaugh, thinking about a guy, maybe a little higher, maybe higher hopes, but a guy like a Dallas Thomas years ago. They had a guy like this years ago. Played inside, played outside, definitely could be a guy like that. The high end would be a Micah Parsons, guy like that who could be a great pass rusher for years. Started out inside, moved to outside. 6 chefs moved up. Mansour Delane, cornerback, bright player needed. So definitely like that. Look, you truly lose Trent McDuffie, you lose Jalen Watson. Obviously, it's no surprise you needed a corner. I didn't think they needed to move up to do that personally. I maybe they heard something we don't know. I guess we never know. I don't think they needed to move up, but they did. And it was worth. I mean, definitely to the player for sure. In that, because we definitely needed a corner, best corner in the draft. Sonny Styles, heat-seeking missile for the Commanders. Bobby Wagner and all that, etc. Getting long in the tooth makes sense. One of the great Ohio State players on the scratch, great defender. No problem with it. I thought the Commanders were going to get one of the defenders in this draft. The Reese, Caleb Downs, whatever one felt in them. They had Styles. They could have had Styles. They could have had Down. Styles, no problem with that. Best inside linebacker by a wide margin. Great athleticism there. Jordan Tyson, didn't love this. Again, a little high, a little higher than I would have had him. I think his ability to run routes, I think, is really good though. I think that's very, very good, his ability to run routes. Saints know they definitely might need a receiver. Chris Olave injury issues there as well. Young quarterback looking to, so I get it, but question is this guy, and also to injury issues as well. Upside is there. Upside is there. Not going to be a burner, but I think best case, a Keyshawn Johnson, guy like that, guy can move the change, guys that's smart at the line of scrimmage, etc. At an 8 for that. Spencer Fino, love the fact that they moved down. Took a guy probably they would have taken at 6 anyway, Spencer Fino. Some people think Fino was the best offensive lineman in the draft. He was the first one taken. Probably natural right side guy, I would say. He's going to spend a lot of his career on the right side as well. Spencer Fino, no problem really with it as well. And they moved down and they got a couple of I mean, it's always so good work by the Browns there. Browns had a pretty good draft, I thought, in total as well. Francis Malioka, I thought this was the best offensive tackle in the draft, the best player, maybe the best offensive player, period. You could argue that. I think definitely to John Harbaugh's got to be thrilled. I really think here he had his eye on the defensive player. So I think when Malioka dropped, I think this was great. You want to build on the offensive line. There's nothing ever wrong with offensive line. There's nothing ever wrong. That's the best way to go as well. Guy with his talent, he's going to be the left tackle eventually, I think, at some point as well. Caleb Downs, you could argue he's the best defensive player in the draft. Cowboys needed defense badly, especially the back end. So they've got to be thrilled getting a guy. Downs was almost too good for his money as well because he was so talented. He was so good for so long. I think, the hype kind of got flattened on him. That makes sense. Like people just got less excited, but he was still really good. I think getting him makes a lot of sense. This is definitely the best safety in the draft. That Kyle Hamilton, I think he'll be right up there with Kyle Hamilton at some point for one of the best safeties in the NFL. Not that long. Caden Proctor, Dolphins could have used anything. A little higher for Proctor, but there were differing opinions on Proctor. I thought a lot of people like Kalen Proctor, thought Proctor was a good offensive tackle. Some people thought he was the best, and it's a little high, a bit big. That almost sounds like oxymoron for offensive lineman. Can he stay in the proper shape? Can he be that type of guy? I think like that. Obviously, the size, the blocking ability, better athlete than what you think. So, Dolphins, I think this probably the best player on the board as well. Gets some protection from Meek Willis. This was a shock. Ty Simpson, Alabama, 13th pick to the Rams. So I understand fans and people that do not like this pick or understand why they made it, because the easy thing to do is always to take a quarterback, another wide receiver or all. That's right. But the best time in life to find a job is when you already got one. The best time to go ahead and find another car is when your car is still running and you can trade it in and get a nice car. That is what they're thinking here. I definitely have no problem with this. I think this makes a lot of sense. Stafford, I'm sure he's less than overjoyed, but you know what? I think this makes a lot of sense. Stafford's in his late 30s. I don't think this pushes him out at all. I don't think this guy's ready to play this year for sure. He may not play for 2 years. So why not take a guy that if you think he could be ready in 2 years, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and take it. I got no problem with it. I mean, who says, especially a good team like the Rams, you're going to be picking 30? You might win a Super Bowl next already. So why not take this? I got no problem with it. I get it. So as well, I honestly do also too. One more thing on Simpson. A little surprised the lack of interest of other teams. Steelers should have been in on this. Arizona should have tried. Jets should have been. I don't know what they think they're doing. not at least looking at it. Ty Simpson as well. So we'll see. Simpson, Simpson, I think, is an accurate passer. I think he's going to the right right system, easy for me to say, that works for him. I think to go to the Rams, I think is very, very good. Fago Loney for the Ravens. We'll certainly talk more Ravens here right after this. They had to do it. They had to do it. The guy on the clock, number 15 for the Bucks, Ruben Bain. I'm sure that was a discussion for Eric DeCosta and Jesse Minter, but I kind of think this is the route they felt they had to go as well. Bain slipped to 15. I thought he was the best defensive player in the draft. A lot of people were concerned about the short arms. I don't get y'all. I do think also too he is a hand on the ground guy. I think I didn't hear that mentioned enough. I think that's probably a thing as well that they are. I don't know how good he would be or as good if he was an outstanding guy, better with hand on the ground. I think so. I think that also factored in. But Bain 15 for the Bucks. Bucks getting outstanding defensive player there. Kenyon Sadiq for Oregon, best tight end in the draft. Again, another safe pick for the Jets. It's hard to argue too much with it. Definitely, too, you need offensive players. You get a guy probably as well. Tight ends went way too high in a lot of cases in the second round. There was a huge, ridiculous run on tight end as well. But this is the best tight end, I think, in the draft. Kenyon Sadiq. Blake Miller for the Lions. Blake Miller signs with the Lions. This guy, you could put him in guard right away. You could put him in multiple positions. I think that's why it's him and instead of Monroe Freeling as well. Lions definitely needed offensive line. Graham Gano fell off. Some injuries they've had all year long. Definitely need help there. Definitely Blake Miller is the guy. Caleb Banks is a little high. Surprising. I'm a little very surprised that Caleb Banks went as high as he did. That's first of all, the talent is there. First round talent for sure. If we did the first draft, really had him high. Everything I was hearing, he was falling out because of injury issues. Looks like he will be good to go. He was the number one defensive tackle taken. That's probably where he was in a lot of the pre-draft process. The number one tackle taken in the draft. Not too angry with taking this pick. This is a decent enough pick. Getting Caleb Banks from Florida. Monroe. Freeling. A lot of people like Monroe Freeling. I think this is a good pick for them. Hey, look, you're still developing Bryce Young, believe it or not. So definitely too. Take a guy, SEC guy playing Carolina down there. They're familiar with him and seen him. Natural right tackle. This is probably, if you want a guy, the blindside guy, probably maybe I had him behind Malioka, but I'm talking about a pure pass blocking left tackle. That's what you're getting here with Monroe Freeling. Panthers, again, not a lot of needs. So as well, Makai Lemon for the Eagles. So they didn't go offensive line, defensive line. They went with the receiver. I think this is the best receiver in the draft. This is like this. And I know Howie Roseman's got to see Deshaun Jackson in Makai Lemon as well because he's got blazing. He's got really good speed. I'm surprised anybody's questioning his speed. I think he's got outstanding speed. Not quite. Got to work with him on his route running. I just had a lot of those USC guys had a lot of wide open stuff. So we got to see about that at the next level with him. But definitely two issues. AJ Brown could be traded at any time, could be traded shortly. Needed a wide receiver to go with Devontae Smith, number 20. Not bad for 20. A lot of drama here. Steelers and the Cowboys, and there was a trade and all this other stuff, and blah, blah, blah. They wanted Makai Lemon, and a lot of drama here. Max Ichenor from Arizona State. Probably next best tackle on the board. I thought it was early second, but the Steelers taking him. Definitely the issues with Broderick Jones there, maybe not being ready to play at the start of the season. I think that's offensive line. and that's always, I think, to me, a good place to go when you're not, if you have an issue like that, where you're not sure you were going to get a player you thought you were going to get, etc. Uh, that's fine. Defensive line, true to themselves. Chargers, offensive line, defensive line. This is where they won a lot of these drafts. King Messidor, the only negative with him, I think he's an outstanding pass rusher, a little bit older. That's the only thing as well. He'll play right away. Definitely to address their offensive line. Look, address their pass rush need. That's what the Chargers definitely need to do, and they went ahead and addressed that. Mekhi Lawrence, outside line edge. Again, I think early two, but that's okay. 23-ish. They definitely needed it. They definitely need a pass rush. You could argue, I could see why they like a guy like this, second guy on the board as well. Case Concepcion, love this kid. This kid is best acceleration of any receivers. He goes from 0 to 60 faster than any of the receivers. Great pick for Shador Sanders going ahead, getting him a receiver, a second receiver. Leave him in the slot, if nothing else. He's going to be fantastic there. He's going to blaze by Milano's corners upfield and get upfield quickly. Dylan Thiemann for the Bears, definitely too. Kevin Byard is gone as well, so definitely they needed help. Thiemann, I think, tremendous range to that Bears defense. Bears need a little bit of help on defense as well. Kalen Rutledge, yeah, this is high. This is high. I take definitely two, but again, filling the need. Definitely needed help at the offensive guard as well. Guards went offensive line again. DeCosta really messed up with the value. That's kind of what I keep thinking here. But Rutledge again, probably a guy. If they'd have taken, in the second round, I don't think a problem. But definitely too. Hey, look, what's stopping the Texans from getting better offensive line? So definitely taking that. Chris Johnson, guy late in the process, teams had their eye on. Dylan, I remember when the open mic was really, he kind of had his eye on Chris Johnson there. Great speed, Chris Johnson. So this is a flat out burner. Again, about right. Maybe more of an early second week one. That's about right for Chris Johnson. Caleb Lamu kind of slipped. Patriots got to be thrilled. This is a very Patriot-like thing. Take a good offensive lineman early. Lamu, I think, definitely too. You could argue he's one of the top 10. There's a lot of players, a lot of people in the league like him. They should. Definitely a great player. Definitely good size. I think definitely too. He can help them right away. They need Peter Woods. Another one kind of got his way back into the first round. Woods, I think, had a lot of before the draft, for the season, had a lot of press. Guy thought he was going to go a little bit higher than this. Clemson, not as good. A lot of their guys didn't get picked a little bit later. Woods, definitely a need for Kansas City, offensive lineman as well. You could put him right next to Chris Jones. So they got two starters, I think, in KC as well. So definitely good for them. Jets get a third pick in the first round, go back in the first round, get Omar Cooper as well. So they definitely got Geno Smith, for better or worse, as the starting quarterback, some weapons. You go ahead and you get Omar Cooper, you get Sadiq earlier. So they went ahead and moved up as well. Cooper, I think, is a decent enough receiver. I see a lot of Rashard Bateman with him. So I think that'll work. I think as long as he can stay a healthier version of Bateman is fine. So as well, I definitely think a guy is good. His separation is better than what people think it is as well. Kendrick Falk, Titans straight back up. Get Kendrick Falk. Edge, bit of a project. 31, the spot is about right as well. Again, great athleticism, not quite the finished product as well. Definitely, though, getting with a coach that would know how to. I got a lot of faith on the defensive side and Robert Saleh. Jadarian Price, I mocked it, and it actually happened. Seahawks absolutely needed running back. Definitely with Kenneth Walker walking out the door. There wasn't a lot of good running backs in this draft. I don't think anyone went in the second round, I don't think. But this is definitely makes a lot of sense as well. So the world champs. There you go. All right. So that's the draft, the first round. Definitely interesting, to say the least. Moves we didn't think we'd see. I think Ty Simpson really threw me off. I think Lawrence going in the first round, Banks and Woods kind of getting back in after So some names we heard early in the process kind of fell out of favor, and then they were drafted as well. So maybe some smoke going out from some teams there as well. Okay. Ravens draft. I gotta say this. Bit surprised so many of you liked the draft. I didn't like it. I'm gonna say that. I get it. I just I'll get to this while I'm talking, but I really am surprised that a lot of you that there was less smoke for the Ravens here than I thought. I was surprised by that, but that's almost not either here nor there in terms of that. I will say the smoke that the Ravens got, the lack is a little surprising. What I did like about it was intentional. Clearly, they knew what they were going to do here. You're definitely trying to build strength and size on your team. That was what they were doing the whole way through. So that made a lot of sense in that sense. So the first pick, obviously, we've been talking about this guy for ever since the season ended, practically Vega Loney. Definitely to Penn State, definitely going to play for the Ravens. Question is, early what we're hearing, it's left side. We'll see, but he'll probably play on the left side. We think, and Simpson on the right side. Day one starter, no question about it. Absolutely, Ravens had to do it. All right, so we like that. Zion Young, second round, 45th pick, edge for Missouri. Kind of like if you comp a player to Darius Smith. Good against the run. I think like him, I think what you could see is Zion Young on first and second downs and Mike Green coming in on third downs. Mike Green, a good pass rusher, but smaller. So this is a guy bigger. You can handle run or different types of things first and second down. Little high for me, not overly so, but a little higher than I would have picked him. And I think it's interesting. If you get the comparison to Darius Smith, I think that's fine. Darius Smith did take a couple years, but this might work. This is not the thing. Jacoby Lane, uh, pick 30, 80, 80th pick in the draft. Kobe Lane, round 3. Had him mocked to rock 4 last week. So as well, Drake London, big, physical, strong receiver. So he played in college, obviously, with Makai Lemon. One guy was the speed guy. This was the physical guy. This guy is going to take you apart in the seams, in the hash marks, over the middle, kind of like Drake London, catch radius, all that, long arms. So that it again a little high, I thought, for this guy. Could have done this in the 4th round. Might work. My concern is, and I don't want to be too down on the young man because I think he's a good player. I think it's just a little high. My concern is they've tried this before. They've taken a lot of these big, tall receivers early, and a lot of them they don't pan out. So I don't know how good of an eye they have for this, but I do think I don't mind it too much. I think he's definitely got a lot of potential. So again, may work out. Definitely 2. Next pick, Elijah Scratt, definitely 2. This is about right where you pick him, maybe even a little bit of value here. Definitely 2. Another guy kind of the same, big, physical, long arms. Definitely a guy. So one of these 2 or both is going to replace DeAndre Hopkins, it looks like, or be a 4th receiver, is whatever. They definitely had intention on taking 2 receivers here. So I definitely think that's it. Tyler Boyd, not as good as I think he's not as good as a player of Lane. Really fascinated to see how these Indiana guys do. How good are some of these guys? A lot of these guys come from James Madison and other small schools and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how he does at the pro level as well. I think I got it wrong. Matthew Hibner. That's not Matthew Hibner. That's Keon Black. I didn't put it here. Matthew Hibner, tight end from SMU. Did I even fix it? Let me check it. Let's see if I can. See if I even have. But Matthew Hibner, just to keep it going. Hibner, I think was no, I never did fix it. So Matthew Hibner was the pick here. I thought it was a good value here to get a guy like this. So definitely two. They're probably going to have four tight ends on this roster. Why? Pat Ricard is gone, right? So you got Darren Smythe, free agency. You got Matthew Hibner. You got another tight end in the draft. So definitely two. That's a thing. Chandler Rivers, I think this is a very good pick. Definitely two. Here's a guy, kind of what we're seeing now. Undersized, small, and got guts like this. Kobe Bryant for the Seahawks, as a comp. Justin Upton of the Niners, guy like that. A little undersized, but they don't play like it. So I think we've seen a trend of guys like this working as well. Great speed, great effort as well. 162. A lot of people think this guy can go ahead and play slot right away early as well. So that'll be interesting there as well. Josh Cuevas, tight end, Alabama. Reps that tide. Cuevas got high hopes for him. I like him. Definitely too. This is going to be the guy I think that can really, in a sense, take the place of Isaiah Likely. This is your pass catcher down the field. It was fascinating to run on tight ends. Marvin Klein, I had him like in the fifth, sixth. He went like the second player at Michigan, things like that. Max Preston kind of like went early. So it was a lot of tight ends as well. And I think this is the trend around the league. Guys not playing fullback, multiple tight ends, getting some size to go with this two high cover. So I think that's it. Jordan Reed, I think, is the comp. I think he's a guy, good pass catching tight end here as well between the scenes. Adam Randall. Everybody's saying this is the first pick that the Costa, the owner made, Steve Bisciotti. First of all, it's good for your chances making the team. If Steve Bisciotti himself pick you. So he'll book that one. He'll be on the roster. I do think, though, this is kind of a big, strong, physical running back. Again, kind of goes with the theme. Big, strong, physical, what they're doing. Couple tight ends, big wide receivers, big running back, offensive line as well. LeGarrette Brown, if he can become that, I think this is a good pick for the fifth round. Getting a guy like that, certainly worth it as well. I definitely see this guy on the roster as well. Big, strong, physical guy. So let's see how you do in camp. Ryan Eckley. So we looked at a lot of punters. Eckley was a guy definitely had the best average in all of college football last year as a punter. Michael Dickerson. I don't think he had the best hang time of a guy, so I don't think you're replacing a Jordan Stout. He punts the ball very well down the field. I don't think he has that massive hang time, but definitely too, he's a guy with great directional skills. So I think that's the thing. So he'll turn that 35-yard punt into 50, like as well. So that's the thing. So the directional stuff he'll do right away. That's very well. Rashard Benny, guy again, familiar with him. Jesse Minter time. I think Jesse Minter also played. Matthew Hibner for sure was a guy that played with him. I think this is the case with Rashard Benny as well. Definitely a guy who's going to try and make the roster. Nothing wrong with taking a defensive lineman, two that you're probably familiar with. Everett Burston, guard, center. For Northwestern, Nick Arrighetti as well. Long shot, I think, to go ahead and make the roster as well. Definitely get a look considering the situation for sure, but definitely a guy they're going to go ahead and look at. So Ione Young, Surratt, Hibner, tied in from SMU as well. Chandler Rivers, Cuevas, Randall, Ryan Eckley, Rashard Benny, and Everett Burston. Guard, center. He could play center, but he's kind of more listed as a guard. There you go. All right. Now, we went over that, and I said, well, what's wrong with it? Somebody's going to say to me, what's wrong with the draft? There's no center. That's unacceptable to me. I'm sorry. You didn't pick one till the 7th round. The story, let's go real quick. Tyler Linderbaum You draft him a couple years ago. We all know Tyler Linderbaum turned out to be, you could argue, he's the best center in the league right now, as well. Best center in the league, certainly right up there with Creed Humphrey, right up there with the top guys in the league. Creed. So you draft Tyler Linderbaum. His contract comes up. You extend a guy he got drafted with, Kyle Hamilton, to a long-term deal. You don't extend Tyler Linderbaum. You say he's an offensive lineman. You don't want to pay him tackle money. You want to stay in line with other centers. Hey, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead. That's the first time you passed. The second time with Tyler Linderbaum, you don't want to sign him to the fifth-year option, right? So I'm sorry, fifth-year option, you passed on that. So you don't take them. You don't take the fifth-year option. A little bit too rich for our blood. You don't take that. So comes around, you continue to negotiate. You don't get that done. So that's strike two. So strike three, you go ahead and you don't franchise them again because of the same reason. Oh well, that $27 million too rich for our blood. We want to negotiate with you, but we're not going to pay that $27 million. Okay, so you don't pay it. The Raiders actually pay it, and that wasn't a surprise, by the way, that they paid the $27 million because of the fact that they knew the Ravens wouldn't pay it, right? So they knew what the number was. They pay it, so now you have no center. You fix it in the draft. You don't take a center. What is wrong with y'all? Why don't you take center? What's the matter? This is something they did for years. A wide receiver. He goes in the draft and says, "Well, the guys, the two guys we had our eye on," and he's talking about Logan Jones, Iowa, who went to Chicago, and Jake Slaughter, who actually went to Jacksonville. Well, they were gone. Do it in the second round, for God's sake. What is the matter with y'all? You are really, really, really have a problem now at center. And I'm seeing this for years on this, the way Eric DeCosta, boy, he will not go ahead, veer away from his value with us like that. You got a gaping hole. You got a gaping hole. This is the same thing. For years, we watched it. Wide receiver, couldn't do a wide receiver, can't spend the money, and you have all these problems at wide receiver. Same, you had the same a couple years at corner, and now it's offensive line. Now you can't spend the money, you can't do this, you can't, and like this. Last thing on that, he said, we don't start playing games till September. Wrong answer. You're playing games right now. You're not playing them in September. You're not staffing a team in September. You're staffing your team right now. So that's what I have to say to y'all about that. That's crazy to me that you didn't take a center until the seventh round. Nick Dawkins, free agency. No, that worked for me. All right. Let's get NBA playoffs going here real quick. Lots of stuff going on. How about that? Who expected that? So the Magic is a team I didn't even know if they would get in the playoffs, in the play-in, and they are really taking it to the Pistons. Pistons are leading right now in the third, 71-63. As we're speaking right now, Pistons are in a do or die. They got to win 3 straight against the Magic. Magic have really taken it apart. Nobody's really helped Cade Cunningham, who has struggled in this series as well. I think the Magic get to the next round. I think they can definitely win 1 out of 3. 2-2, Cavs and the Raptors definitely in this series. Right now, they're going on as well. This series I think this is 7 games as well. Look, James Harden, that was not the right thing to do to take him in the playoffs. We know he's not great in the playoffs. Think they were just panicking as well. I think he's gonna be gone after the end of this year anyway. I don't know what they were thinking. I just didn't get it as well. Raptors are kind of are what they are. They can win this series definitely, but I don't think they're gonna get any farther than that. They're gonna go. They definitely could go to the next round there as well. Hawks and the Knicks. Talk of firing Mike Brown after this series. Y'all stupid. I don't know. Don't blame the coach as well. Brunson was good in this last game. I thought. I saw a lot of that game. Brunson, I thought, was good. Carl Anthony Towns has been really good. I always thought he should have been better. He's just got a lot of talent. He kind of reminds me of the old Kevin Duckworth, big for nothing. Like he's not aggressive enough. Whenever we see real aggression out of him, but he almost kind of mustered it up out of him as well. Hawks, I don't think they have the horses really to be beaten. I think like the Knicks just gotta get it going here to go ahead and win this series as well. Sixers and the Celtics in this series. I think I agree with the people when they say it's time for Embiid to go ahead and just exit stage left. I don't definitely too Maxey and Lynchcomb are their guys as well. The Sixers, the Celtics I think are the best team I think in the East. Certainly you could look. They get rid of the Sixers. They get rid of the Pistons. Might be gone. The Knicks might get the Knicks are in a dogfight. Could be a pretty good path for the Celtics to go ahead and get there as well. Thunder made short work of the Suns. No surprise. Kind of like what we talked about in the draft and Caleb Downs, Suns, Thunder, you kind of get bored with almost how good the Thunder is. I mean, they're great defensively. They shoot mid-range jumpers, clearly outclassed here as well. Some of these games were close. Some of them weren't as well. I do think Thunder, I think, they're still the best team in the NBA as well. All right, I get to say it. Lakers in 5. Just like Shan's show. Lakers in 5. That's what's going to happen. Lakers in 5. Once again, no Durant on the other side. Again, no Durant injury was well. You see the difference between these two great players. You got Kevin Durant, one of the all-time great players, along with LeBron James. Even with missing a lot of these guys, I would say now the Lakers get through. Maybe now you get Doncic back. Maybe now you get Austin Reeves back for the next series, making it through. So the Rockets really missed a good opportunity as well. They also, the young guys haven't responded here. They really have had an opportunity. They really haven't responded like here. And again, the rest, but still, this is your haven't really responded. T-Wolves 3-2. Definitely believe this is a series that can go 7 games as well. Anthony Edwards definitely out for a while as well, but they're up 3-2, so they definitely have a chance to steal this series. This is probably as bad as I've ever seen Nikola Jokic and crew in a series. Really look flat-footed on very play, maybe a little overconfident considering the T-Wolves situation as well. So they will play. That's the one I don't see on the screen. T-Wolves, they're going to play tomorrow, 9:30. So definitely check that out as well. But I think that's the one I'm actually concerned about. Spurs and Blazers 4-1. That's already over. There, I think they're waiting for the T-Wolves and Nuggets winner. I think they dust either one of those teams. Blazers were game, I thought, in this series. They got physical with their Wembanyama for the first time I've seen a team do really, really get really physical with him. But again, not enough. Not enough offense. I think the Spurs, you can't really double anybody because they have so many good offensive players. The Wembanyama's a really good player. Again, Dylan Harper's really good. De'Aaron Fox been really good. So not shocked by that result there as well. All right. So those are the playoffs. We're talking about that. We will keep an eye definitely on that. Definitely check out the playoffs, Amazon Prime, ESPN, and I knew I was going to forget one. Amazon Prime, ESPN, and NBC, of course. Maybe with all the money they're playing Michael Jordan, we can get Michael to actually show up for commentary in the finals. So we're actually coming to you at 8 o'clock tonight because we had no Oriole game today because we had rain in Baltimore. So we started at 8 o'clock, and so we could go ahead and recap the month of April outside of the next 2 games. 2 games tomorrow. We'll go ahead and cover that in the Orioles report as well. But how'd they look this month? I'm not too disheartened yet. there's been some struggles, but I think that's fixable. I think the concern I have is why you have all these injuries again all of a sudden. That's the thing. Guys haven't been right. We haven't had Jackson Holiday yet. We haven't had Westberg yet. Had some struggles from guys at the plate offensively. I think that'll get ironed out. I think some of these guys will get ironed out. But let's go ahead and take a look at the first month here. 14 and 15 right now, 5 out of the last 10. Third place in the AL East as well. So right in the middle. Yankees now surging a bit. Rays been solid all year. South Division. Jays a little bit kind of where the Orioles are, a little bit under 500. Red Sox really struggling, even though they won 2 out of 3 against the Orioles as well. Tough division Orioles are in, always AL East. Taylor Ward, I think he's been your best solid hitter. Hit for average. I think he's been very good so far. He's terrible in left field, just terrible. I mean, just I don't know what to say sometimes. I mean, elementary stuff as well. That's why he's been. They say you put your worst guy in left field, man. He's not been good. That's the concern. But he's been hitting for average. Like to see a little bit more power. He hit 36 home runs last year, but he's been hitting for average. He's been over 300 like most of the year. So good at the plate, Taylor Ward as well. I don't have one problem with Gunnar Henderson. Not a one. Average is still low. I think that'll even out during the year. He is driving the ball so much better than at any point last year. Absolutely. Gunnar Henderson is driving. He's got like 8 home runs, I think, already. And like he had, I think it was 17 all last season. So like just he is a big day, like the doubleheader tomorrow. He can be a double digits already. So yeah, Gunnar, I think the average is a bit concerning, but I'm not as worried about Gunnar. Pete Alonso, disappointing start. Looks like he's pressing. Got a couple homers. I think he's got like 3 or 4. He's got to relax a little bit. I think that's the only thing wrong with Pete Alonso. He's got to relax a little bit at the plate. Again, with his track record, I'm not worried about it too much here so far at the start. Adley looks fantastic here so far. I think if it's probably not Taylor Ward, it's been Adley Rutschman has been their best hitter in the first month. I think outside of his stint on DL, but I think he looks very good at the plate. He's driving the ball. He's hitting all field. He definitely looks like an all-star here so far. So just got to keep him healthy. Definitely looks great. Basayo has gotten a lot of prime time behind the plate. It has been pretty distributed. Basayo's gotten a lot of time driving the ball. He's still working a progress at the plate. And I don't even mean that in a bad way, but he's still a rookie working on things. I see him right now hitting the ball to the opposite field. Average needs to improve, but I'd be surprised he didn't hit 20 home runs like when the season's over. He's got good power as well. These are where the issues start. Tavares in center, definitely outplaying Colton Cowser. Defensively, I think he's definitely much better than Cowser on defense, and he's hitting him, not hitting great, but definitely outplaying him as well. So that's probably the right spot. Dylan Beavers has been cold. Could be rookie of the year, I think, as well. So he's been really, really good. I didn't update Kobe Mayo. Kobe Mayo, I think defensively has been better than we hoped. So it's not a train wreck at third base. We just got to get the bat going. His bat is starting to get going as well. They're yanking him out a lot. I don't think that's helping him, but I think a young player, when you do that, I think that's not a great thing to go ahead and yank him out like that. Jeremiah Jackson's been fantastic at the start as well. So I think he's giving you every bit of what Jackson Holiday would have given you as well. His bat speed is terrific. So interesting this season, what happens at third base, because you're probably not going to have Western for a while. You could have Holiday. I don't know when Holiday's coming out. You could have you had a bit of a setback with Holiday. Trevor Rogers just went on the IL literally right before we went on tonight. So that's why he's there. Undisclosed illness, 2 and 3. First 2 starts, good. Not 3, not so good. Can't put guys away. That's the best way I can put it. He's having trouble putting guys away. Bradish, I think 1 and 3. getting there. I think I like what I've seen a little bit more the last two starts. I think the first three wasn't any good as well. So I think some of it too possibly is he hadn't pitched in so long, so he's kind of round himself back in. Shane Baz, I think last night was his best start by a wide margin. And I think again, maybe a guy rounding himself into shape as well. More concerned with Chris Bassett as well, even though he was better. Bassett just doesn't look good to me. I mean, in terms of that, not an overpowering guy anyway, as well, but really struggled with command as well. Brandon Young, I think, has been probably the best pitcher here so far. They've had injuries, a lot of injuries to the rotation. You just have Rogers go on IL, but Young was probably and not even been. He's been in Norfolk for part of it. He's been definitely been their best starter here at the start as well. Ryan Hensley 7 saves, 7 for 7. I think he's been good. Less than perfect in non-save situations, but with the ball in his hand, 7 for 7. Rico Garcia has been the best fireman as well. I was actually looking at it. He gave up a run. So he's been really good. Nunez, I think, has been better than that ERA says, but he was just lousy in the last start. So I think that was bound to happen. So I'm not too concerned about that. Keegan Aiken just getting back here as well. Grant Wolfram hasn't been used a lot. They're kind of saving him from mop up, so that's what it looks. Kittredge has been really good in his first couple starts since he has been back from injury. Yadier Cano still here. They don't really seem to have a lot of confidence in him. I kind of do get that, even though he has been decent. They don't really seem to have a lot of confidence in him. Tyler Wells is obviously too. I think he's their spot starter, kind of the long guy. I think when they have a short outing, I think they immediately go with Tyler Wells as well. Lots of injuries. We just got Trevor Rogers, Dean Kramer, Jackson Holliday, Heston Kjerstad, Diedrich Enns, Jamil Herrero, Colin Shelby, Mountcastle, Jordan Westberg, Felix Batista, Zach Eflin. Rogers, I don't know the extent of his illness, so we don't know how long he's going to be out. Dean Kramer with the quad, I surmise he's going to be back pretty shortly. I don't think it's going to be that long. Holiday's had a little bit of a setback in rehab as well. Enns, I think, it's not going to be too much longer as well. A lot of these guys you're not going to see for a while. Gerardo, Shelby, Mountcastle, Westy, Batista, Zach Eflin, you're not going to see him until maybe middle of next year, even though he's on a 60-day. On the bench, Blaze Alexander, Colton Cowser, Tyler O'Neill, Weston. Blaze has been good defensively, struggling at the plate. Cowser has been really underachieved. Tyler O'Neill and Weston as well has been on the bench. There you go. That's the month. So about a 500. Time to get to work. And let's see how the Orioles do going forward as well. Orioles Weekly Report. This week in the Orioles. Definitely, too, for you old heads, this week in baseball, after the baseball bunch as well. Brandon Young was recalled, and he's been really good. Placed Dean Kramer on the 15-day IL. We're active to the 20th. Young has been good. Both of his starts he's pitched, he's been really good. He's been their best starter, I think, all month. I mean, if you really look at it as well. So I think he may have got some more time the way Bass is going, especially lately as well. Gonna take a long look at Brandon Young for sure. Kittredge is back on the 15-day DL. Reinstated Tyler O'Neill. Option Jonathan Rodriguez and Jose Espada to Norfolk. Kittredge is, I think, is really been good. They're keeping him around for a reason. O'Neill, gotta just keep him off the IL. I mean, he's your Spartacus, but you're always on the IL. In terms of like you look like a body, you got to bodybuild his body, but he just gets hurt so often as well. Reinstated Keegan Aiken from the 15-day optioned Cameron Foster to Norfolk. Sam Huff also too has cleared waivers and elected for free agency. So yeah, I mean, he's got no long-term future here. Guy like that, certainly he could pick up with another team and go ahead and do that. Talking about Sam Huff, Aiken, I think just good to have him back ERA looks kind of ugly. He's just got to get rounded back into form. Elsley was gone for a little while on bereavements list, so he is back. Obviously, 7 for 7 in save opportunities. Designated Albert Suarez for assignment. We've seen this before. I think maybe this is the last time. Suarez was not really good at all so far this year. I think this is one of the few times they really set him down, not just for lack of space, but for merit as well. Um, we'll see. But if it is, I would say this Suarez, the fact that he ever pitched in the majors was a miracle. And I mean that in by every compliment possible. This guy really is testament. 35-year-old rookie, worked hard, just kept the minor league dream going, kept it, got good enough, got an opportunity by accident, made the most of it. So shout out to Albert Suarez. I think this could be it, but you never know. We've kind of seen this a couple of times. We'll see how that goes. Just before the broadcast, Trevor Rogers announced that the team announced that Trevor Rogers is going to the 15-day IL, dealing with an undisclosed illness. Cameron Foster is back on the IL, so he was sent back down and sent up. Foster's really struggled. I don't know what this is, but it definitely hasn't looked right as well. So his first two starts are really good, and then he looked bad. So I don't know if this is just illness or whatever it is, but it definitely, too, the Orioles weren't satisfied with it and put him on a 15-day IL. Go ahead and take a look at it. Fascinating stuff. Red Sox snapped a 4-game series by beating the Orioles 17-1 on Saturday. Hours later, the manager was fired and 5 members of the coaching staff as well. Really 6. They said they were reassigning Jason Varitek, longtime Sox catcher, now coach. Varitek decided to go as well. So I think that was just kind of PR while they keeping Varitek there as well. So I think what happened was they would have fired him before the game started. They were going to fire him apparently before the game started on Saturday, but the game was supposed to start originally at 4:00. So, but because of the weather issues, they started the game at 12. So they just went ahead and played the game early. So they waited till after the game to go ahead and do what they were going to do. So interesting too. Despite all that, Orioles get bounced terrible, and they lose the series. They lost on Sunday as well. So had a chance to really put away a team on the ropes that very definitely was unhappy with their manager. Interesting there as well. Orioles Astros was postponed today. Wednesday game we made up as part of the traditional single admission doubleheader, 2 for the price of 1. 12:30 tomorrow. So 12:30 and about 4:05. The second one will start. So it's 1 admission for both games as well. Pitching matchups from what I can see are pretty much going to stay the same. Who's hot? Samuel Basallo, Taylor Ward, Rico Garcia. Basallo's getting there. You can see the growth and development in this game. You can see that as well. Taylor Ward, I think, has been their best hitter all season. And Rico Garcia has been their best reliever. He finally gave up 1 run. We're almost at the end of May. Trevor Rogers, not good. But again, now we see he's going to go on the IL. Tavares, who's pretty much outplayed Colton Cowser, but still not really good this week. Pete Alonso, pressing. I think he's just pressing out there. I don't think he's at 100% in terms of that. I think he's just got to lighten up. See it at times. I think he will turn around. On the road at the stupid Yankees next week, and the Marlins, definitely going to see our old guy Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby there on that roster as well. And Adley was player of the week. Adley's been good, guys. Don't just write off Adley here as well. Adley is just showing as well, hitting to all fields. This looks like the Adley we wanted to see all those years ago lately. Definitely fighting off Sam Basallo. Have a good week. Thank you for watching the Ravery Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.